and give you a little update tour of what we got going on over here. Pretty exciting stuff. It's going to start looking like a finished house real quick here. So let me flip the camera. All right. So a couple days ago, we passed the insulation inspection as well as the Stucco Brown inspection. So next we could start to work on the finish coat of the stucco. But unfortunately, we want to make sure we have all the drywall hung on the inside before we move to the outside, because there's going to be some pulling and pushing. Last thing we want is to develop some cracks around the windows and, you know, stress points. So lay this first. The mud, it's fine. They can mud and do all of that simultaneously while they're working on the finish coat outside. But we wanted to give that a go. But yeah, we had to do spray foam on the inside of the house for the vaulted ceilings per the inspector. It's a little pricey, but you know, it is what it is. All of the walls just got R15. Anything that's opened in the existing exterior walls got it as well, and any of the new construction stuff got it as well. We went double, triple checked sconce heights and widths and everything, making sure that all of these are correct, because last thing we want to do is have to open stuff up after the drywall gets laid in place. So let's give you a little tour. Drywallers are doing their thing, got the material delivered. They're probably gonna need some more. I think that's just enough for this main space, but master bedroom is almost done. The master bathroom is already completed. Right there, looking very good. Got the speaker grills, the whole speakers, linear diffusers for the air ducts. Very, very cool vaulted ceilings in here. And we have all of this protected. But a couple of things, just from experience, we have to be very careful about. You see this right here, this drip? This is morning dew, okay? So this morning dew will crush and stain your smooth stucco. So when you do this smooth stucco, I know that there's an overhang, but that will still kick back and it'll trickle under and it'll stain this stucco. So you got to be very careful. The second you put on your finish coat, you got to have the gutter guys installing the gutters right behind it, because this here would not occur and it'll also stain your concrete. This is brand new concrete, so we got to be careful. We're gonna power wash this, but this is new concrete. New concrete is more susceptible to stains than old concrete is. So we have to be careful. See that drip? That's from the fascia dripping down. And then in this fascia has some like ugly little bubbles of tar-looking stain on it. That's really just from the roof, because the roof does have tar on it. So that will drip down and develop stains. So really important, your order of operations and construction go down the right way. Same thing with some interior floors. The interior floors, once we lay these down, then we can install all of the doors. And then for this house, process, you know, like this floor, we lowered it in the bathrooms because we're going to bring the tile up to meet the floor of the wood exactly. So it's really important that we lay the floors first and then build up to it, so that way that is perfectly flush with it. The owners don't want any thresholds here. You know, we're in Culver City. The price per square foot here is over $1,000 a square foot. So you really have to bring it over here. You can't half step in areas like this. We're, you know, doing really cool things like building in a bar right here for the common areas. Beautiful vaulted ceilings, linear diffusers for the air ducts, pot fillers for the sink, high-end appliances, white oak doors, white oak floors. So, you know, this is not your average sort of flip type property. But today we are drywalling, and we got Alvaro outside. Alvaro's doing all the little odds and ends, working on some detail work for the front. But after we lay the drywall, then we'll do the stucco on the outside. But the last inspections for this house are really just, before final, are really just the drywall nailing. So they're gonna look at the screws, make sure everything looks good on that. Then we can move forward to all the way to the finish and just call them back for final inspections. But this property's coming together really nice. These windows are beautiful. These are mill guard, white on the inside, black on the outside. And then they're gonna use a nice light stucco. And this is going to be all tiled with slate. But we're cranking along, guys, and I've been documenting this from the beginning all the way to the end. And I will be doing some after videos once all staged and done. But these are just sort of update videos, walking around the entire structure. Owner's going to do a detail here of like some hardy plank siding type material to, mix up the smooth stucco to the accent. And then underneath the eaves, we have this beautiful tongue and groove wood that we're going to be staining. Looks really nice, so just really mix up the elements. Beautiful oversized white oak front door. Vaulted ceilings, speakers. I mean, this place is beautiful. Lots of skylights spread throughout the property. So we have 2 over here. We're gonna drop a pendant right over the island where it's gonna sit. Over here, we have a 36-inch range. The range hood is gonna be boxed in, as you see right here. It's gonna be drywalled in and painted a different sort of accent color. We have a pot filler for above the stove. Sink will be here. You have the fridge, pantry, and then a nice table here for like keys and accents and stuff. But this property is really coming along. And like I said before, guys, stay tuned because I have a ton of updates I'm doing, as well as a lot of stuff in Altadena right now. I'm doing about 3 homes in Altadena. I've got 1 down the street from here in View Park / Windsor Hills. I'm going to be going to that job next. I'll be doing some live feeds there in about 40 minutes, and giving you some updates. We just started that one, and then this one here is in Culver City, and then I also have a home I'm helping out in Pasadena that I'm going to be stopping by today and doing a little content there too. But please like and subscribe. I have a ton of cool content. If you like this kind of content with construction and design and even the investment side of things, because I talk about that a lot too. This property here is not my investment, but I can give you a lot of pointers on what they, and broad strokes on what they did here. I think they bought the property here for $1 million. Gonna sell it for probably 2.2 million, and probably putting about $500,000 into it. Maybe I would say at least $500,000. And so they could, potentially profit $500,000 on this property if they play their cards right. And I think they will. They're doing all the right things over here and really taking it to the next level. So stay tuned for more content. And please, again, like.